The next part of the form is choosing the incident type, and this will look slightly different than the previous form that we've used. In our previous IR form, there was a spot for you to be able to click multiple incident types. You still have multiple incident types, but as you pick an incident, it's going to pull up drop-down boxes for you to pick subtypes of each incident. Another difference is that there's only 3 options here. So you'll pick one type of incident, and if there are additional incident types, you'll go ahead and pick 1 and 2 additional incident types. Let me show you how that works now. The incident types that you can pick from are minor, behavioral, physical, environmental and property, medical and health, and serious or unusual incident types. I'm going to go ahead and pick minor incident. Nothing pops up for minor incident. This means that there was nothing that needed to be reported right away, but maybe this is something, a pattern of behavior that's escalating that we need to be aware of. I'm going to go ahead and pick another incident type now to show you what happens when you pick a serious subtype or an incident that requires further information. I'm going to go ahead and pick behavioral incident. A behavior subtype pops up under the behavioral incident. And then there's a further drop down letting you pick what type of behavioral incident occurred. So we have eloping with emergency services, self-injurious behavior with no medical care necessary, self-injurious behavior with medical care necessary, emotional crises, clients experiencing emotional crises requiring the police, fire, or EMS, aggression toward DSP, peer, or public resulting in physical harm. If it was another behavior that's not specifically listed here, please go ahead and pick other behavior and then clearly describe the behavior in the notes section of the form. I'm going to go ahead and pick eloped, and you'll see here that it says eloped beyond ISP defined time frame and emergency services were called. During your ISP review, your EdSpec will talk to you about how long your client can be missing before you must alert emergency services. So in this scenario, my client has eloped. They're beyond the defined time frame that is in the ISP, and I had to call emergency services. Because there is the exclamation icon here, it automatically popped up the serious subtype. This means it's a serious incident, and it falls within one of the definitions of a serious or unusual incident according to the OARs, and you must call BTS management phone within 2 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and look at this list, and I don't necessarily see elopement on this list, but I did have to call emergency services to let them know that my client had been missing past the defined time frame. So I'm going to go ahead and pick emergency services were involved. Again, there are 3 spots for you to pick the incident type. Depending on the type of incident you choose, it may pop up a subtype. And if it's a serious subtype, it will pop up the serious subtype prompt telling you to call BTS and then picking what the serious or unusual incident category was. A note here. Whenever your client voices to you suicidal thoughts, or suicidal ideation, or attempts suicide in any way, this is an immediate call to BTS at 971-363-5671. Regardless of whether they carried out the act or completed the act, suicide is considered an immediate call under the OARs. So, if they are expressing thoughts of harm or suicidal ideation, this is still a call to BTS immediately.